I have officially worked over 40 hours this week, and I still have to go into the office and put in another 11 or 12 hours today. And usually I would feel drained, tired. Bags would be all puffy under my eyes, low energy, low vibration. But this week is different for some sort of reason. Maybe it's because I'm just highly motivated more than ever. Maybe it's because I have all of these Christmas decorations around the house, so it makes me feel good. It puts me in a good mood. Maybe it's because my son right now is sleeping and he put in that work yesterday on that basketball court, or I woke up next to my lady, even though I do that on a regular basis now, but it's just a blessing to be able to do that. And it brings me to my favorite saying on Saturdays. And I think you know what it is. It is Saturday morning thoughts. It's AT Malone, the first of my name because the second is already here. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more videos from your boy. Now it is exactly 5:04 a.m. and I'm actually running on time. And I need to, so I can get a good parking spot in the front of the building that I work at. Because man, if you park way behind the building, it's like a half of a mile walk. Nobody's trying to do that in the cold. So I got to make sure that I remain diligent and punctual so I can get there on time, so I can be right there in the front, so I can just walk in, go to my office and get this work done. But yes, it has been a long week for me. It's been a lot of things going on. Quick update. My AC is actually fixed. The heat is working, and I'm grateful for that. And the reason why I'm extremely grateful for that is because if I did not react quick, if I did not think strategically, it probably wouldn't have been done. And I'm gonna explain this to you. So at the beginning of the week, I told you guys, I had to pay $375 to get my AC fixed. I paid that. The guy came, he swapped the part out. But as soon as he left, guess what happened? The heat stopped working. So how do you think that made me feel? Pretty upset, right? Because I just spent almost $400 getting a repair done, and it was not functioning the way that it was supposed to. Mind you, my son is here, my lady is here. Me, I'm okay with, I don't know what that was, dealing with the cold, right? Dealing, with these sort of circumstances. But I was in a bad mood, but it did not deter me from thinking strategically. So I told myself, I said, you know what we gonna do? I'm gonna call him in the morning, and instead of just going off on them, instead of acting my color, being the stereotypical angry black man, I'm gonna think strategy. I'm going to persuade them to make sure that they expedite them dispatching the technician to come to the house. So as soon as they opened up, I gave him a call and I said, hey, I talked to so-and-so. He said that you guys were going to call me to schedule a time to come today to, refill my refrigerant, because that was the issue. I needed some more refrigerant because the repair, they had to drain it out, put it back in. And, when that stuff happens, you're going to lose some of that refrigerant. And they got the manager on the phone, and the manager was like, oh, Mr. Malone, yeah, we're going to make sure that we take care of that today. And literally 30 minutes later, tech came over, took care of it. Now, let's reverse this. What if I called them, cussing them out, calling them all kind of names, demanding all of these things? They would have dragged their feet. And this is why, guys, you always got to think strategy with anything. Even though some things might be out of your control, if somebody did you wrong, or, they didn't uphold their end of the bargain, you got to think strategy regardless of what happens. Because at the end of the day, you want to get what you want. You want the results. You want to make sure that the thing that you got done to you, or if they didn't hold their end of the bargain, that you get what's yours. And that's why you got to remain stoic as well. You cannot just fly off the handle. You can't start getting angry, because it's going to distract you from getting what you want. And that's the thing that I had to learn, at a very young age is, listen, get out of your emotions and think about what your end goal is. Are you going to get the result that you want by, acting violent, being aggressive, acting your color, having, people say this is why there's black fatigue? No, you don't want to act like that. You want to conduct yourself in a professional, stoic manner. Having a level of maturity also comes into play. Things are going to piss us off. I get it, especially when there's money that has been transferred from one party to another, and that one party did not get what they needed out of the deal. Well, that happens. Even in business, that happens, right? But you always got to think strategy. How can I put myself in a better position than I'm in now? And, sometimes it might take you to go there with people. Might have to be aggressive with people, but there's a time and a place for that. But in business, that's not the time and the place for it, right? So you have to think more strategic in your actions. And the guy came, he was nice, took care of it, did not leave until it was done. And everything is all well. And I don't have to be stressed about my house being 70 degrees when it's 30 something degrees outside. But that's what we have to do, guys. I understand that we all have feelings, we have emotions, we react to things differently. But what I'm saying is this: if you are black, if you are a man, if you have a lot going on for yourself, if you have something to lose, you cannot jeopardize that by getting in your feelings, acting irrational, and doing something stupid that could cost you everything. Me personally, this is why I just fly under the radar. I stick to myself. I don't go out as much anymore because I know who I am. And if I'm in particular environments, I'm going to act a certain way. That's why I don't go to those environments anymore. And different elements that come along with being in those environments, they're just not good for me. I have too much going on in my life. I'm winning, in every facet of my life. So I do not want to jeopardize any of those things. So this is why I'm being strategic in my actions, making sure that I don't go to certain locations that's not good for me. And you guys got to do the same thing. If you know that you might have got invited to an environment that's negative and shit could pop off and you have a lot to lose, don't go there. Go to a different place. If there's a situation that has transpired in your life that, you got the short end of the deal, well, you can always get that back if you move accordingly. If you really use your brain and you think things through, you could eventually get your way, the outcome that you want to go in your direction. But you can't do that being irrational, being loud, being crass, being aggressive. You can't do any of those things because it's going to put you further and further away from the initial goal that you want or the outcome that you want. So you always got to make sure that you keep that in mind, guys. Use your brain. Think before you act, and everything will go in the direction that you want it in, all right? Well, I see my dog that's not where she's supposed to be, but it is what it is. Listen, I gotta still feed her. I gotta make my coffee, get my butt to work, of course, eat my breakfast. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see y'all later. Peace.
Still talking shit behind my back. That's cool, but I'ma just do me. It's all I can do. They say life's a chess game, well, make it move. But I'm ahead of you and I'm plotting my next move. Gon' run your mouth about me, it's all good. But I'ma still keep a positive attitude. But what you should worry about is what I'ma do. Cause right now I'm plotting my next move. I'm worthy before my competition is